Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the video that I wanted to make today, but it must be done. Byron Buxton is out for the remainder of the season, and that really sucks for Minnesota Twins fans. So we're going to go through it, what we know, and what's moving forward from this. This just sucks. I mean, we have been dealing with injuries since, the All-Star break. I mean, we had such a good first half of the season. Everyone was doing well. That's why we jumped out to our 11-game lead in the AL Central. And then, of course, Cleveland got on a really hot streak. We started getting injuries, and we are looking like the team from last year at this point. Not so much on the road, playing-wise. We've been doing really well playing-wise, but we have been looking like 2018 because 2018 was supposed to be our year. 2017 was supposed to be our year, but injuries have kept us out of it. And now as we get closer and closer to the playoffs, it looks like injuries are going to bite us again. So hopefully we can, have some guys step up, right? Cave, when he comes back, he's injured. But Lamont Wade, he's been doing great. We've got a couple of guys that I think we could still bring up. Alex Kirilloff, why not? I mean, is he an option? I think so. Because we need a bat, right? We need guys who can play. Gonzalez needs to come back. We're just going to talk about it. But Byron Buxton, his season is done. Minnesota Twins placed Byron Buxton on the 60-day injured list with a left shoulder subluxation, which is basically a dislocated shoulder. Again, not a doctor. I'm not very good at this stuff. But he is out for the season. He was out earlier. He was, I don't know when it was, August, the beginning of August, very, very beginning of August, where he was hurt, missed, a month, 27 games is what Fox says here, missed 27 games, and then returned. Pinch ran, played in a couple of games, was coming back. They were really careful with him, and then he needed a second opinion. Now, personally, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not Rocco Baldelli. I'm not the team trainer. But why are we pushing him to come back if we knew he was injured? Now, I'm guessing maybe all of you guys were under the implication that maybe he was coming back, right? Because, he was hurt with his shoulder injury, but then he got fixed in his rehab assignment. I think he re-aggravated it. Maybe that's what made it worse. But he slowly was coming back. If they knew he was injured, I feel like they should have just not let him play at all. Because the last time he did play was last Saturday, Joe Mauer bobblehead day, the 7th of September, where he pinch ran. And then I think they said when he slid back into first on a pickover, he again re-aggravated his shoulder. And it's like he continued to do that. Why did we put him in that situation in the first place if they knew he was hurt? I mean, of course you want him back on the field, but you waited so long for a second opinion. I don't agree with that decision. I don't know whose decision it was. Of course, I'm not a doctor, but that just doesn't seem logical to me. Well, anyways, this is, of course, Buxton's best season. And, he's been hurt in the past. He's had injuries. That's what's kept him out of, a lot of, awards, I would say, even maybe go that far. Gold Glove, he got it once, but he's so good in the outfield. In fact, he's probably too good in the outfield where he sacrifices his body to run into walls and make spectacular catches. But, if he could stay healthy, he's probably in the conversation for a lot of those defensive awards, as well as, we need him for offense, right? Like I said, he's having his best season, and he continues to get injury-prone for the last couple of years, which has kept him off the field. But this season, batting .262, .314 on-base percentage of .513 slugging. That's pretty good. 10 home runs, 87 games. That's the biggest thing, is he only played in 87 games, and he was in the 9-hole. Now, I was a big believer at the beginning of the season, if you put him at the leadoff spot, 1 or 2 maybe, he would do a lot better, but that's beside the point here. Because, well, he has to be healthy to be playing in the first place, and he's not. So that it really stinks. I mean, I want to know what you guys think, because there's a couple of different angles, like I was talking about, right? I mean, one, he's very aggressive. He's way too aggressive. It's not that I don't want him to be aggressive, right? Because that's the kind of guy he is. He's going to go make some spectacular catches by running into walls and stuff like that. But at what point do you become less aggressive, maybe let a ball drop? I don't know what the other circumstances would be, but you stay healthy, right? I mean, that's the risk versus reward. Every time he crashes into the fence, yes, he might make the catch. Yes, he might make a spectacular running, diving catch like he did in Cleveland, but then he gets injured because of it and is out for who knows how long. The other way to look at it, of course, is, without him being too aggressive, was he supposed to come back? I mean, he injured himself. Yes, that's on him being too aggressive. But then you take a step further and you're like, well, did the Twins push him back or push him to get back on the field too soon? Those are the two questions that I could really think of. I want to know what you guys think. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But in the outlook, I guess, of this, in the positive news, there's not really any positive news that could come from this. Of course, Byron Buxton being injured, missing the rest of the season. We're not going to have him in the playoffs. I'll talk about that in 1 second. But Gibson is back. So they were talking about it all of last week that they were going to reinstate Gibson from, I believe it was the 10-day DL or injured list. And he's going to pitch on Thursday, I believe. And that's good. I mean, I hope, Gibson does well in his return. He missed, 9 games, I guess, so the 10-day injured list there. But, yeah, he's been dealing with things. I hope that he can stay healthy, because that's more of a physical thing and not like a baseball-related injury. So I hope he can stay healthy. He's been up and down this year. We know that, he's had some really good starts, some really bad starts. I hope that he can figure it out here because we'll need him, especially since Barrios has been iffy. Pineda was suspended, of course, all of that. We also brought Ronaldo Torreyes up from AAA Rochester. Now, I don't know if this was the move we should have made. I think there was a couple of other choices. Remember, about 10 days ago when I made the call-up list, this was not a guy who I was really eyeing. I believe he was on the injured list at the time, though, and he's been iffy, coming up throughout the season, but he will come back. I mean, we all know who he is. Played for the Yankees, played for the Dodgers, was with the Twins AAA system this year. He's not bad. 256 average, 289 on base percentage, 406 slugging, 11 home runs in 79 games for Rochester this season. Really not that bad. And I think that's a good thing that he will be able, because he can play pretty much anywhere. I believe he was he's an infielder, but he can play where he needs to. He's got some speed behind him. So that is good that we are able to, bring him in. Is he the right choice? Again, you can let me know. I don't know if he is the guy we need, but, let's just go through it. So Buxton is out for the rest of the year. Okay, we're not going to have his speed to help us in the playoffs, right? I mean, Pineda's hurt. Well, suspended. So Pineda's gone. Gonzalez, who knows when he's coming back. Cave, they're taking really easy. Buxton's hurt now. Gibson, I mean, you could kind of put him out there as well. Who am I missing? I mean, pretty much everyone. Kepler was hurt for a while. Rosario's been hurt. Can you name a guy who's been healthy all season? I mean, Polanco's been solid, but really, Cruz is hurt too. Of course, the big one, Sano, has been under the weather, I guess. Adrianza's been under the weather a little bit over the last week. It's like, we're falling apart here. We need to do something. And it's really, because each of those guys, right, has a specific role on the team. Buxton's speed. Pineda's basically our ace. Cruz has the power. Sano has the power. Adrianza is a great guy off the bench. But now we're having to start put Lamont Wade in left field and right field, center field. Not that he's a bad player, but is he a playoff piece that we need? Is Ronaldo Torreyes, is he going to be the guy that replaces Buxton? Ian Miller, is he going to have to step up? We are running out of pieces for a time when, the Astros, they keep winning games. They win games by 15 to 20 runs right now. We are just not struggling, but we're playing good teams. We're staying with them with these players that we wouldn't have put out there at the beginning of the year. But when will that catch up to us? That's the question we need to ask right here is Torreyes the guy we need? Is Miller the guy who's going to help us? And I don't think, can they even be on the roster anyways for the playoffs? Because they were call-ups, I'm not sure. I think they can be on it if somebody's injured. But the point being, Sky's got to step up. And we are bringing in a bunch of rookies to do that in a time when there is 20 games left in the season. I hope The last thing I'll say here is I hope, I've said it yesterday and in a couple of other videos, Buxton's obviously not coming back, Pineda's not coming back, but we've pretty much got the Central covered. Now, I'm not saying we're going to win it. We still have 3 games left with Cleveland. It's a 5-game race right now, but we're in a comfortable position. They've got some tough teams coming up. We've got 2 difficult series with Cleveland and Washington, and then we're home free. Now, what do we do? My opinion would be keep those guys like Marwin Gonzalez. Just keep them off the team right now. Keep Cruz out. Keep Sano out. Whatever, Adrianza, who's ever hurt, keep them out, okay? Let them heal up for like the last week of the season. Let them play. Get ready for the playoffs, and then go from there. We don't need to put them out there right now and then get them injured again, and then we're screwed. So that's just my take on it. Of course, this is a big loss, though, with Buxton being out for the rest of the season. I hope he can get healthy and stay healthy. He was very promising this year, but yeah, we're not going to have him the rest of the way. Hopefully that his surgery, I think, is what he has, will go okay. Prayers to him. We'll see where we can go from there. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what your opinions are down in the comments, and I'll reply to them, of course. Let me know if you liked the video. Subscribe, and we'll see you next time.